skeletal and muscular system. Hey kids, I want to show you something very interesting. Looks scary, right? It definitely is not a Halloween night. Haha. Wonder what it is? It is a skeleton. When we touch our body, we find hard structures present all over the body. Can you guess what are they? They are called bones. Almost 206 bones in our body are grouped together to give a framework to our body. This is called our skeletal system. It is the skeletal system that gives a proper shape and structure to our body. It also acts as a shield to protect our internal organs like brain, heart, and lungs. The skeletal system is made up of the skull, rib cage, backbone, limbs, and joints. Let us learn about them in detail. Let's start with the skull. The skull is the head part of the body, also known as cranium. It is made up of 22 bones. Out of it, 14 bones are present in the face part to support the nose, eyes, and mouth. They are also known as facial bones, and the remaining 8 bones make up the skull that protects the brain. All the bones in the skull part are fixed except the lower jaw that helps us to talk and eat food. Rib cage. The rib cage is a cage-like structure present around the chest cavity, protecting the lungs and heart. It has 12 pairs of curved rib bones, out of which 10 pairs are attached to the long flat bone present at the center of the chest. It is called sternum. And the last 2 pairs of ribs are attached to the backbone, so they are called floating ribs. Backbone. The backbone is present at the back of our body. It is the largest bone in our body. That protects the spinal cord. It is made up of 33 small bones called vertebrae. So, the whole backbone is called vertebral column. Each vertebrae has a small bone at the center to allow the spinal cord to pass through it and also protects it. It would be difficult to stand straight without the spinal cord. It also helps us to twist, turn, and bend. Limbs. The hard bones present in a pair of arms, forelimbs, and legs, hind limbs, make up the limbs in our body. Hind limbs in our legs are very strong, as they help in the movement and also support the weight of our body. The femur present in the thigh bone is the largest bone in our body. Forelimbs in our arms help in writing, holding a book, and to pick up things. The long bone present in the arm is called humerus. Joints. Joints are the junction between the bones that help in the maximum movement of bones. They are held together by a tissue called ligament. The surface of the bone is covered with a tissue called cartilage to prevent the rubbing of bones against each other. There are two types of joints, movable and immovable. Immovable joints are fixed and do not move in any direction. This type of joint is seen in the skull. Movable joints are of four types: ball and socket joint. This type of joint allows the movement in all directions. In this type of joint, one end of a bone is like a ball fitted into a cup-shaped bone that acts as a socket. So, it is called a ball and socket joint. Shoulder and hip joints are examples of ball and socket joints. Hinge joint. We often see the hinge of a door moving in a forward and backward direction. This joint is similar to the action of the hinge of a door and allows movement of bones in one direction, either forward or backward directions. This type of joint is seen in our elbows, fingers, and toes. Just as the door can operate in one way, we can move our elbows and legs in only one direction. Pivot joint. This type of joint allows the least movement of the bones. It connects the skull and the bone and enables the rotation of the neck in sideways and upwards. Gliding joint. This type of joint allows the bones to slide against each other when they are moving. The bones present in our wrist and ankle bone are the examples of gliding joints. Muscular system. Bones alone cannot help in the movement of the body, so muscles are attached to the bones by strong fibers called tendons. These are very soft and we have more than 600 muscles in our body. There are different types of muscles that help in the movement of our body and also protects the internal organs. The different types of muscles are voluntary muscles. The muscles present in our hands and legs are examples of voluntary muscles. They are completely under our control. For example, our hands don't pick up things unless we want to do it. Involuntary muscles. These muscles are not in our control as they are controlled automatically by our body. They are also known as smooth muscles. The muscles present in the digestive system allow the smooth journey of food into the stomach. Cardiac muscles. These muscles are present in the heart and pumps the blood all over the body through cardiac muscles. Let us recall. The skeletal system is the framework of our body made up of bones. The main parts of the skeletal system are skull, rib cage, backbone, limbs, and joints. The skull is the head part of the body, also known as cranium. It is made up of 22 bones. The backbone is present at the back side of our body that protects the spinal cord made of 33 small vertebrae. A joint is the place where two bones meet. There are movable and immovable joints in our body.